Hey everyone, and welcome to Energy Simply Explained. Today, we're going to tackle a huge topic: greenhouse gases. What are they really? And why do they matter so much? Let's break it down.
So, you've probably heard this before, right? People say the planet is heating up, that it's got a fever. But what's actually causing that? Well, the answer starts with something totally invisible that's all around us.
Okay, I want you to imagine the Earth is wrapped up in this giant, invisible, cozy blanket. And this blanket is actually a good thing. It's what keeps our planet warm enough for us to live on. So what's the problem? The problem is that blanket is getting thicker and thicker, and now it's trapping way too much heat. This whole idea of an invisible blanket is really at the heart of the issue. So let's pull back the covers a bit and see what it's actually made of. So this blanket is made of what we call greenhouse gases. Their job is pretty simple. They grab heat from the sun and hold it in, keeping our planet warm. Without them, Earth would just be a frozen rock. The catch is, it's all about balance. Too few and we freeze. Too many and we start to overheat.
All right, so if this blanket is made of gases, you're probably wondering, which ones are they? Let's meet the main players who are doing all this heat trapping.
The one you've definitely heard of is carbon dioxide, or CO2. It's kind of the headliner, making up most of the greenhouse gases out there. But it's not working alone. It's got some powerful sidekicks like methane and nitrous oxide.
And this is where it gets really, really interesting, because even though there's more CO2 out there, some of these other gases are way, way better at trapping heat. Check this out. This chart shows something called global warming potential. We use CO2 as our starting point, our baseline, so it has a power of 1. But then, look at methane. Just one molecule of methane is like having over 20 molecules of CO2 trapping heat. That's a huge difference. It means that even a little bit of methane can have a massive impact.
Okay, so we've got these gases. Some of them are super potent, and they're all thickening our planet's blanket. The big question is, where is all this stuff coming from? Let's follow the trail.
And boom, this chart tells almost the whole story. Just look at that huge slice of the pie. Over 73%. Nearly 3/4 of all greenhouse gas emissions come from one single category: energy. That's how we power our homes, how we fuel our cars, and how we run our industries.
Now, looking at a huge global number like that can feel a little overwhelming, right? So let's bring it all the way down to a personal level. How do our everyday lives fit into this big picture? Get this. Driving a totally average car for just 1 year pumps out over 11,000 pounds of CO2. That's literally the weight of an elephant. It really puts it into perspective, doesn't it?
But here's the good news. Here's the other side of that coin. A really small, simple action, like just swapping one old-school light bulb for a new LED one, can save almost 300 pounds of CO2 in a year. See? Small changes really do add up. This just goes to show you that our choices matter a lot, especially when we're talking about energy. So let's zoom back out and look at the bigger picture of where our electricity actually comes from. The difference between our energy sources is just stark. This chart shows us something we call carbon intensity, basically how much pollution you get for the power you use. Look at coal. It's a huge emitter. For every little bit of electricity, you get almost a whole kilogram of CO2. Natural gas is better, sure, but it's still a major source. And then you look at wind and solar. The bar is practically on the floor. It's almost zero. And really, that's the key takeaway. That's the one thing to remember. From the light bulbs in our houses to the giant power plants that light up our cities, the energy sources we choose to use have a direct, powerful, and global impact on that atmospheric blanket. Understanding where our energy comes from is the first big step to making smarter choices. So if you want more simple answers to these huge energy questions, you know what to do. Make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.